So Jermell Charlo recently said that if he was to come back and fight Jaron Boots Ennis at 154, he would cause him all the problems in the world. Now, there was a time when I almost would agree with him. Jermell Charlo is a boxer who was formerly undisputed at 154 pounds, won all four belts, unified the division. But since then, he went on to fight Canelo Alvarez, two weight divisions above. So he went from 154 up to 168, and Canelo battered him. Actually, let me not say Canelo battered him. Canelo used his size and ultimately made Charlo quit. He landed a big shot in there and made Charlo, give up and say, yeah, he's a 154-pound fighter who should not be taking those big shots from a guy in Canelo who'd, I think at that point, had already won a world championship at 175, right? Charlo, like I said, he was undefeated. Not undefeated. He was undisputed at 154. Not undefeated. He did get outboxed by Tony Harrison. And you're looking at Tony Harrison, you're like, well, this guy's not that great. And you get outboxed by the likes of him, then what chance have you got against Boots? Now, that would be my main criticism. In addition to the fact that his last fight was a loss against Canelo, and that was two and a half years ago at this point. 2.5 years ago at this point, and you're thinking, you've not fought at all since then. Now, that tells you two things. That tells you, obviously, he's not had the urge to get back into the ring, but also the fact that he definitely got a big payday fighting Canelo, and as you'd expect. But for him to come back, first fight, and fight a beast like Boots wouldn't be a good idea. I don't think he'd have much of a chance. Now, a prime Charlo who, even a prime Charlo did sort of lose to Tony Harrison. That was a prime Charlo, but he did rematch him and TKO him. But a prime Charlo is a guy who's very disciplined, very good with the jab, uses his jab to set up a lot of his combinations, and he is a high-level boxer, high IQ, uses his size really well, and he'd be a lot bigger than Jaron Boots Ennis. So there are some advantages there. There certainly are some paths to victory, particularly if he can keep Boots on the end of his jab, shoot that jab to the body, into the head, which he does brilliantly. Charlo's a great jabber, and so is his brother. Both of them are great jabbers, great with their timing, very hard. They're very hard to time, which is one of the best. That's what makes a great jab, making it hard to read, hard to counter, hard to time, and that's what they do. But Boots at this point, I think, is too young, very fast, very dynamic with his strikes as well. Boots throws a wide variety of strikes. And I could see if Charlo was to come back and fight Boots in that first fight back, Boots would have far too much for Charlo to handle. A guy who's coming off a 2.5 year layoff in a fight where he lost and got stopped, and coming back against Boots, I don't care who you are. Like, that's going to be, it's a tough night. It's a real tough night. But I understand Charlo's comments saying that he gives Boots all the problems in the world. And you look at it, you see, this guy's bigger than Boots. He's probably a better jabber than Boots. And you think, well, there's some paths to victory there. I don't think he'd be able to land enough big shots to stop Boots. I don't think that's the case because Boots has got a chin as well. Boots can take a shot. I don't think he's got enough power to stop Boots. But has he got enough power to win enough rounds to win a 12-round decision against Boots? I think so. Is he a good enough jabber to do that? I think so. In his prime, that is. Not now. Not now, I don't think. Not now. But yeah. I saw that comment, I thought I'd make a video about it. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of Charlo making a comeback. If he was to fight Boots, how do you think that fight would go? I'd be curious to know what you guys think in the comments below. But yeah, another episode of the Seth Solo side quest in the bag, and I'm out. Peace.